Hi and welcome to Best in Tesla and the new show Overflow episode 6. Lucid CEO is stepping down. And we have some more videos about humanoid robots this week, and deliveries of the refreshed Model Y has officially begun. And the Cybertruck just won some new awards. And Tesla has launched a new Tesla Assist chatbot. And the Australian community is asking for a faster rollout of the Starlink service in the country. And Ford CEO Jim Farley has just been out saying that their next generation more affordable EVs will not have any driver assist features. All of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
So, Lucid CEO is stepping down, but this does not look like it was planned for long. Peter Rawlinson is stepping down as Lucid CEO. He will transition to a role of a strategic technical advisor for the chairman of the board, so not an advisor to the new CEO. Mark Winterhoff, Chief Operating Officer, has been appointed interim CEO, so a temporary CEO, so that sounds like this was not something that has been planned as they don't have a permanent CEO ready. So I guess the Saudis got tired of Peter missing his target by an order of magnitude of what he promised and have lost the Saudis a lot of money as CEO. Like AJ wrote on X. Under Peter Rawlinson's leadership, it was announced yesterday that Lucid lost in 2024 $2.7 billion, bringing the total loss of Lucid to $12.9 billion since inception. Additionally, the company disclosed that we expect to incur increasing expenses and substantial losses for the foreseeable future. Lucid represents one of the largest repatriation from Saudi Arabia back to the US in history. All of this while Peter still has got almost $1 billion in compensation for his role as CEO, $379 million just in 2022, and Lucid's revenue in 2022 was $608 million, making his compensation a huge chunk of the company's earnings. Crazy. But anyway, I don't think this is a positive thing, even though this is of course not Tesla, so mainstream media will of course not paint this as bad, but have a positive headline like CNBC headline saying Lucid CEO steps down, EV maker plan to make more than double production in 2025. Wow, that sounds great. So their target in 2025 is now 20,000 units. But for some context, Lucid's original goal in 2024 was 90,000 units. So their new goal is more than 4 times smaller. So for a company that is desperately looking for economy of scale to become profitable, their ramp is still looking extremely slow. And with the speed we had seen them ramp up with so far, they might never get to profitability. So let's see how long the Saudis are willing to keep throwing money at this company. And we have some more cool humanoid robot videos coming our way this week. This one is also from Figure that also showed the two robots working together last week using their new neural network made in-house, and this time they are showing off a new use case with the robots that they are teaching them to do for a real client. So that's very exciting. As they wrote, our first customer's use case took 12 months, our second customer use case took just 30 days. Helix learned high-rate logistics with a single neural network. On Sunday, we successfully validate this on-site at the customer, so that's very cool. What the robots here are doing are identifying and positioning barcodes, so making sure that the barcodes face upwards on the table to be scanned at the real factory. But we also see that it is able to make self-corrections. We see, for example, it's missing a package but quickly tries again. So this is clearly a boring, repetitive job that we have talked about many times before. That is the kind of a job a humanoid robot would be great for, as most humans don't really want to do that kind of job anyway. And because it is a human robot built to replace a human form factor, the company that this task is made for don't even have to change anything at the factory. They can just get these robots to step in instead of the human working this production line before. So if you're still wondering why the human form factor, as some tech expert thinks, is not going to be very useful, well, this is why they will become the most useful kind of robot to exist, as they can literally replace all human labor. But who is this customer that need this task? Well, Figure has not told us yet. While BMW is a known client, but the package manipulation focus suggests that it could be a different customer. Figure CEO Brad Adcock recently announced a second major US customer, described as one of the biggest US companies, but didn't disclose the name, so speculation points to giants like Amazon or Walmart, both heavily invested in logistics and warehousing, though no hard evidence confirmed this for this deployment. But Amazon would probably be a good guess, as they are heavily invested in automation with moving robots and drones and much more. But nice to see these robots already starting to make its way to be tested in the real factories. Figure's biggest mountain to climb going forward, in my opinion, is still the manufacturing part and scaling up a robust supply chain, because the robots seems to be pretty capable. Ford CEO Jim Farley has just been out saying that their next generation of affordable EVs will not have level 3 driver assist systems. As Jim Farley said, the lower cost vehicle, you can't put a level 3 electric architecture in, so we are not going to have LiDAR system and all sorts of very sophisticated sensor sets, because it won't be affordable. It'll have its own electric architecture, which is great, but we are not going to put all the bells and whistles on it at that price point. Yes, this is exactly what I have been talking about with Tesla's more affordable models coming out this year. They will change the game completely, as I have made a whole video about talking about how this is Tesla's year of affordable luxury, because this is exactly what Tesla's vehicles will be. And what Jim is talking about here is a very good showcase of why this whole LiDAR approach will not work, because it's too expensive to put on an affordable car. Just like we have seen with BYD's new approach to driver assist features, the expensive cars, the luxury cars, will get a system with 3 LiDARs, and then the mid-range cars will get a system with 1 LiDAR, and the affordable cars which will only be using vision-only approach, because as Jim has just explained, the cars will no longer be affordable if they do. And the first model to arrive from Ford's skunk team is not expected before late 2026, starting around $25,000. But if Tesla would come out with a more affordable models this year for about $25,000 to $35,000, but those cars will be able to drive themselves, not just level 3, but fully autonomously. And if Tesla brings unsupervised to the market in June as well, and then comes out with the more affordable models this summer, that will be able to drive unsupervised, Ford's affordable EV models with no driver assist systems might be a more affordable EV and cheaper for Ford to produce than the current platform that they are losing money on, but it will be completely outdated by the time it comes out, as Tesla will already have introduced affordable luxury and might even have Cybercabs that only will cost Tesla something like $15,000 to produce, running the streets in the thousands at that point. And Ford will just sit with a boring affordable EV that might have finally got some great software and finally be able to produce them profitably, but they will once again be completely left behind in the race, and Tesla will have moved the goalpost to something that seems like no one else is able to do. Not even BYD seems to be able to pull this one off, as they have only just started thinking about full self-driving cars, as they did not believe in full self-driving cars before. But Tesla will be the only one on the planet that will be able to bring affordable luxury to the masses in terms of a full self-driving car with a very affordable sticker price. Because if we look at China with Avatar 1.1 that has Huawei's full self-driving technology inside, it is still a quite expensive car. So Tesla will be the only one, even in China, that has affordable, truly affordable EVs that will be able to drive themselves. Unsupervised or supervised doesn't really matter, as this is a technology that is normally preserved for the luxurious and expensive car models. So this will change the whole game, and it is all coming this year. About a year before, Ford might have their first affordable EV with no bells and whistles, as Jim puts it, which will mean the car will not be able to compete. So this is really a good showcase of Tesla's huge advantages with the approach they have taken compared to basically everyone else, and shows Tesla will be in a league of their own when it comes to the cost of deploying robotaxis, and why no one will be able to compete, not Waymo, not Uber, not Ford, or anyone else. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. Deliveries of the new refreshed Model Y has officially begun. So now it will be very interesting to see how this ramp up of the production and deliveries will go over the next few months. So let's see what that does to Tesla's so-called demand problem. And Qatar Airways says its entire fleet of wide-body aircraft will be equipped with Starlink high-speed internet by the end of 2025. Qatar Airways has accelerated its Starlink rollout, cutting installation time per aircraft from 3 to 2 days to just 9.5 hours, reducing the retrofit by nearly 3/4 of the initial timeline. The airline had initially planned to complete the installation in 2 years. However, Qatar Airways has optimized its process and will complete the full Boeing 777 fleet rollout in the second quarter of 2025. This will allow more passengers to stay connected free of charge throughout their journey, streaming their favorite show and live sport, enjoying online gaming, or working seamlessly at 35,000 feet. But remember, if you're an Elon hater, you should not use that internet when flying Qatar, because it comes from Elon Bad. And speaking of Starlink, T-Mobile says they are adding thousands of people to T-Mobile Starlink beta every day. Demand is high. Starlink is reshaping our communication in more ways than one. And Omar shared this nice video of Tesla's full self-driving version 13.2.8 side-by-side comparison with Waymo, which is a good showcase of how much better Tesla's system is just at getting to the destination, as we have seen from Omar before, but this time was no different. Tesla did the route almost twice as fast. Do you really think people is going to want to waste their time in a Waymo taxi that probably costs more per ride, but it will take them twice as long to get to their destination? I know which one I would choose. And the Cybertruck just won a new award. As Motor Trend wrote, doing what it does best, Tesla once again ignored industry norms and turned a concept car technology into reality. The Tesla Cybertruck steer-by-wire reinvent the steering wheel, as the Cybertruck steer-by-wire system wins Motor Trend's 2025 Best Tech winner for chassis technology. As they wrote, by completely removing the mechanical connection between the steering wheel and the front tires, Tesla fundamentally reimagined the rack and pinion steering that the auto industry has spent nearly 100 years refining. The change unlocked real tangible benefits. Thanks to the steer-by-wire, Tesla's 6,900-pound stainless steel megalith moved with uncanny agility. Yep, and not only that, just look at the difference between any other truck on the market, EV or ICE, and the Tesla Cybertruck. Every other truck's steering has been made into a dinosaur. And when you try it out, well, steering will never be the same again. And Roland also shared some numbers as he wrote. Model 3 sales rebound after Chinese New Year to a new 12-week high, while Model Y sales hit their lowest point before the new version was delivered to customers. That is starting now, as I just said. If you look back to the 1st September on the chart, you can see how Model 3 redesign played out. As you can see, there is nothing wrong with sales in China. Model 3 sales are at normal levels. The best-selling model is just missing missing due to the transition to the new version, and the full self-driving release should bring some additional sales in the future. Yes, exactly. And if you're sad about Tesla stock being down, well, let me share some good news about this, as Herbert once again had Mark from Fundstrat on his show with the latest Tesla stock forecast. And this guy nailed the past prediction, calling the $143 bottom and the 265 breakout and a run past all-time highs. And now he's even more bullish, $614 by the end of the year or early 2026. Let's hope he's right again. Or as Gene Monster said, 2025 pains is 2026 gains. Exactly. So, just like I always say, being a long-term Tesla investor is extremely easy. Just hold it. An Australia Senate committee recommends government and telecom industry to accelerate rollout of Starlink mobile service. This comes after the 3G network shut down, which sparked mobile coverage complaints and loss of mobile phone connectivity. The Senate's Rural and Regional Affairs and Transport Reference Committee found the 3G shutdown should have been managed better. It found that while the shutdown was announced in 2019, it was not until 2023 that strong action was taken by the telecos to communicate it to their customers. In its report, the committee said assistance should be provided to those who, through no fault of their own, have lost access to or have suffered diminished telecommunication service. The report referenced a number of stories brought to the community attention, including that of one livestock and cropping farmer, Damien Stock, who was located in a guaranteed covered area, yet still had to outlay between $10,000 to $20,000 to upgrade equipment as a result of 3G shutdown. Damn. Finally, the committee recommend the government and industry to do all they can to accelerate the introduction of mobile phone service via the Starlink network. Oh boy, are the Starlink going to disrupt this massively. This is really some bad connection issues to have here in 2025 in Australia. And Starlink can fix all of that. And despite all the strikes in Sweden against Tesla, Tesla just keeps working and moving forward. As they wrote, after winning our supercharger voting, our latest supercharger location in Sweden is now open in Malmö. 16 new V4 superchargers open for all EVs. Nice. And Tesla has launched a new Tesla Assist chatbot on its website powered by AI to answer frequently asked questions about Tesla's products and services. Its responses are generating using a large language model that has access to a broad corpus of contents that include Tesla's products and support pages, manuals, and content generated by human reviewers. Cool. And we have a great person unfortunately leaving Tesla. Bernard Lee recently left Tesla after nearly 16 and a half years with the company. Bernard joined Tesla in 2009 as a design manager and was promoted to senior manager of vehicle design in 2020, helping designing the refreshed Model X in 2021 and the new refreshed Model 3 and the Cybertruck. And he also helped design nearly every other vehicle Tesla has released. Thanks to all your hard work, Bernard, and I'm sure your next adventure will be successful as well. And don't forget, Starlink is targeting Monday now for their next Starship test flight. That is always guaranteed to be entertaining no matter what. And LG just unveiled their new lineup of 4680 cells in 2 weeks. And remember, LG is a battery supplier for Tesla, and now they will help Tesla with a bigger supply of 4680 cells so they can accelerate the deployment of this battery cell. Nice. And I know Joe Techmeyer shared some pictures of the Cybercab, and as Joe also wrote on X, Cybertruck testing at Giga Texas in large numbers today. So that is of course very exciting, but the last picture he showed off was this Cybercab with a steering wheel. So people are of course speculating about why does it have a steering wheel, but I personally just think it's for testing. As if they go out on public roads to test the Cybercab, I do think they still need a steering wheel. And since the Cybercab probably has steer-by-wire, they can pretty easily put one in when they are testing the vehicle out. I don't think we will see a Cybercab being sold with a steering wheel. But I can of course be wrong, but both Elon and others has confirmed that the Cybercab roundup is a purpose built for robotaxi and will not have a steering wheel. So I just think this is for testing out the vehicle. And Omar wrote, a new survey by JD Power and Associate found that 94% of EV owners are likely to consider purchasing another EV for the next vehicle. And only 12% of EV owners said that they would likely consider buying a nice vehicle for their next purchase. Once you go EV, you don't go back. Yes, exactly. Unless you have bought a crappy EV, of course. That is all we have time for in this Overflow News Show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research charts and spreadsheet also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.